Hello, everybody, and welcome to Hardly Heroes. How are my two favorite players doing today?
Oh, finally he says it.
I feel like he meant it that time as well.
I do too. I'm doing well.
Yeah, doing well. Can't complain. The sun's out.
Ah, summer's finally arrived.
I say the sun's out, you know, it's still struggling a little bit, but at least it's not rained.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say summer's arrived. That's probably a bit premature.
Okay. I mean, it's June. It's almost summer solstice. Summer solstice is in, what, 2 days?
Yes. In fact, I hope the weather holds out for the solstice because I am hiking up a hill to watch the sunset.
On summer solstice? That's very nice.
Yeah.
That's a cute thing.
It is.
Is this your idea?
No, it was Fran's idea. But we've done it for the last few years, so.
Oh, that's a cute tradition.
It's a really nice hill that this like overlooks all of Manchester.
Mm-hmm. You know, I saw a map of the UK recently, and I realized the reason that Wales is it's just a giant fucking mountain area, right? Like England's flat, and Wales is just like a hilly, mountainous nether region that the English couldn't conquer. Yeah,
I mean there are mountains in England like the Peak District and that, but yeah, Wales is kind of uninhabitable. At least like on the edges of where the border is. I think like nearer the coast, it's a bit more flat, and there's some nice farmland down there. But historically hard to conquer. Yeah,
I didn't realize. I'd always wondered why Wales, you know, was its own country, and I figured Scotland is just far north, barbaric men in skirts that you don't want to fuck with. And I was always wondering why is Wales still Wales? Like, why didn't the Romans take over Wales and the Danes? But I didn't realize it was such a rugged terrain.
Yeah, they've held out for a long time as a separate country. They even parts of like Cornwall and Land's End, which is kind of like the bottom left bit of the UK, at one point was controlled by the Welsh kings as well.
Wow. All of India falls to the British Empire, but not Wales.
Well, by that point, Wales had fallen.
But not
fallen. I mean, they're still their own kingdom, but you know.
Exactly. They maintain some level of independence.
They've got like 30 MPs or something, though, so.
Okay.
It's funny because they talk about Scottish independence a lot, and every now and again, one of the Welsh politicians will be like, Welsh independence, and then everyone laughs and doesn't take it seriously because that's ridiculous.
Wow. All right. What about you, MrMouton? How's life?
Life's good. I'm going to New York next, or I guess
hey, I'm walking here.
So I'm gonna go have some good pizza, hang out with some good friends, and check it out.
Nice. Have you seen the movie where that line comes from? Midnight Cowboy?
If you tell me the name, no, then I haven't seen
Midnight Cowboy? No.
Okay.
It's about
an anime. Check it out, though.
No, it's not an anime. It's like a 70s movie with Al Pacino.
All right, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
There is an anime with a name like that, though, right? Cowboy
Bebop
or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Weeps out. Let's go.
Yeah. All right. Well, Hardly Heroes. Where did we leave off?
In the basement, talking to our brothers.
In our lair, yeah. Talking to our brothers and giving respect to our great, fearless Giga Chad leader, Eraser.
Ah, and what a name, Eraser. What a leader. What a name. He's such a leader that he doesn't even get a unique token. He just blends in with the others. That's his strength right there. Hanging out. Being one of the boys.
You know, since we got Pointer, have we been talking about him, or could you say that his memory has been erased?
Yeah.
Nice.
Exactly.
So we don't even mention him. He's been erased.
No, he's gone.
That's where he gets the name. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Because when he comes for you, no one will remember you. You're gone.
Wow.
Yeah. We've always been part of Steel Team 6. This is the original 6 members.
So, the plan, Eraser says, reminding everybody what we're going to do here. The plan head over into Copperhead territory. Right near your old house. Right on the outskirts. Copperhead territory. We're gonna use you as bait. You know, let your face be seen. Let one of the Copperheads who's got some beef with you come for you. Maybe 2 of them. You're gonna lure them into an alleyway. Into a pre-prepared ambush spot. Remember, the goal is to lure them. So you gotta flee, but you gotta flee slowly enough that they follow you, right?
Yeah.
And we're gonna get them. Once we get them, we're gonna take them to a safe location. We're gonna ask them some questions. We're gonna get the lay of the land of all the little bits and pieces of the Copperhead territory. We're gonna figure out their structure. We're gonna figure out their bases. We're gonna figure out which places are easy to hit, which places are hard. And then we're gonna take our time and we're gonna pick them apart for their money. Now there's way, way, way more of them than there are us Copperheads. I mean, you know those Northerners. They breed like fleas up there, you know? They're everywhere. There's no way we can fight them all. So we gotta be careful, right? And also, we gotta do it smart. If we kill them, they'll come back and kill us. If we beat them up and question them, well, you know, if we get caught, they're more likely just to beat us up. And hey, part of our initiation process is taking a beating. You 2 know what it's like to take a beating.
Yeah.
Killing someone, well, like, that's how you get yourself killed. That's how you end Steel Team 6.
All right.
All right.
Well, there's a tavern near our old house that we used to drink at. It's not really in the Copperheads territory, but there's people there that know us, and there's people there that know the Copperheads. So I say we go back home, we start telling some stories, talking loud, we hang out, we have a few drinks. I reckon maybe that night, maybe the next night, something's bound to happen.
Good. Good. I like the way you think. He looks over to Pigeon. You got any thoughts? Any ideas rattle around in there?
I sit there and I think, I think what Luther said is good. We'll play the bait. A nod.
Yeah, maybe one of them turns up. We'll throw a punch. A couple more of them turn up. We make a run for it. Lead them into the alley. That's when we strike.
Good. Good. Well, let's... I don't remember where we are in the day-night cycle. I think you probably go tomorrow, right? Because today is the day after all of your ceremonies and stuff. So tomorrow night, let's go. And
right.
unless there's something you want to do, we can just skip to tomorrow night.
Let's do it.
All right. The party. Evening time, right? Not quite sundown, but close to sundown. You're going to head to your old bar near your old home. What's that place called?
The Old Vic.
No, not the Old Vic. I don't mean the Old Vic.
Oh, which one? Oh, you mean like the one near the base?
Yes, the Hind's Head.
Mm-hmm. The Hind's Head. Well, the 2 of you can walk into your old haunt. It's kind of a ordinary place in the middle at this hour. Some hard-working folks lying around, having something to eat, having a drink, berating their kids for staring or pointing or talking too loudly. You might find yourself thinking, does a kid really belong in a bar? But if you thought that, then you're out of touch, because of course children belong in bars. That's how they learn how to exist in society.
As we walk in, I survey the room. Am I seeing people I recognize? Surely.
Yeah. There are 21 people in here, and you will recognize 9 of them, surprisingly.
Yeah, so I think of these 9 people, one of them is probably like a family with some kids. So like maybe a guy and his brother and his wife and his kids.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go over to that table and I say, John, good to see you. Long time no see. I come over and like shake his hand.
He gets up, kind of surprised to see you. Oh, Luther.
Hey, you doing all right? How's the wife and kids? This is my nephew, Pigeon.
Yeah. It's me, Pigeon.
Hi, Pigeon.
How
How
you
you doing? Pigeon, I'm real sorry to hear about your mom. I don't think I got a chance to express my condolences when she passed.
Oh, yeah. She's been dead for a while now.
Yeah. Where have you been? Your house has been empty. I kind of thought you all died. Something happened to you.
Well, listen, we got into a bit of trouble with some of the copperheads, but you know, I sorted things out. So laid low for a while, but now we're back. Right. And I say that quite loud as I kind of look around the room a little bit and try and make sure that somebody hears it.
Yeah, we're not afraid of them anymore.
Yeah, we're not afraid of them.
John winces and goes, "Oh, your house, though. Someone else is living there now."
Oh, yeah, I kind of figured as much anyway. Yeah.
You remember my kids? This is Christopher and Ashley.
Christopher, Ashley, nice to meet you. Oh, and nice to see you again. How you doing? Wow, you've grown so much. I say, I crouch down to Christopher, and he's strong, and I sort of like feel his muscles.
Yeah, he starts to like flex for you, but his mom like kind of puts a hand around the kids and goes, "Kids, it's about time for us to leave. Why don't you say goodbye to Uncle Luther, and we'll see him again real soon." And she kind of like hurries the kids out of the room as soon as you start to interact with them. And the dad scratches the back of his head and goes, "I'm real sorry about that, Luther. Pigeon, you know, the old ball and chain, she's real worried about, well..."
You know, the women folk are scared by nature. Don't worry about it.
It's just, people have been asking around about you, and they don't seem too happy. So, you know, guilty by association and all that.
Oh, right. I see.
Who's asking around for us?
Copperheads, no doubt.
He nods. Yeah. You know, I should probably get going too. It's kind of late. Here, why don't you have our table?
You sure?
Please. You know, I think there's another round coming. It'll be on me. Call it a welcome home gift.
Woohoo!
Well, John, you didn't have to do that, but thanks very much, mate.
My pleasure. I'll see you real soon.
All right, look after
out.
yourself. I give Pigeon a raise of the eyebrows and say, "Well, nice to know that we're not forgotten, at least."
Oh yeah, everyone remembers us.
I lean in forward, and I motion for Pigeon to lean in, and I say, "Okay, you remember what a racer said, right? Don't lose your head out there. If we're gonna have to take a beating, that's how it is. Don't pull any weapons. I mean, obviously, I've got a knife on me, but I ain't got no sword. We're not in this for killing."
All right, we're just gonna beat him up.
Well, or we're gonna get beaten up. Look, what's gonna happen? Someone's gonna turn up. He's on his own. I might throw a punch. As soon as it gets too much, we make a run for it. We lead him to the alley. Yeah.
All right. I know the plan.
All right. I'm just making sure. I look over to the bar to see if those drinks are coming.
They are. Yep. Takes a little while, but John and his wife Jane, their beverages show up. Jane had a glass of wine. John had a stout type of
I'll
beer.
take the wine.
Yep.
That goes without saying, I think. I immediately go for the
I
stout.
reach for the wine, yeah.
Marvelous. So we
My favorite. I'm gonna be looking around. Is there anybody eyeing us and talking? You know.
yeah, do a bit of
36
eavesdropping
on a
maybe.
perception check,
Oh yeah.
and then I'll read their lips with my lip reading proficiency.
Oh yeah, totally. So you're looking around, you find someone who's like kind of throwing some glances your way every now and then. It takes a while, right? This happens over, tens of minutes as you're surveying the area. No one here is overtly gawking. But you can kind of read the lips and profile as they chat with someone, and they're saying, "Wasn't there a bounty on information about..." You kind of like lose a couple words there. And the person that they're talking to will nod and be like, "Yeah, but that was kind of old. I don't know if it's still happening." And the first person will say a few things, but the angle of the head and the lip reading never being 100%, you kind of miss what they're mumbling. But it seems to be that they're talking about you.
They're over there saying that there was a bounty on us, but they're not sure if it's still good.
Well, I guess that's a good sign.
I nod. Do either of them ever get up to like leave?
No, they've got like a full
Okay.
meal in front of them, so like eventually they'll get up and leave. But right now they got to finish their.
We'll hang on the bar for what?
Yeah,
an hour?
so at some point I'll go and get us another round of drinks and order some food, and I'll go up and do it at the bar, and I'll greet the bartender loudly and have the same sort of conversation I just had with John. You know, oh, I'm back in town. We had some trouble with the copperheads. We're not scared of them anymore. Just come and say hi.
Yeah, the bartender, very professional. Oh, it sounds troublesome. They're not too far from here. They might even see you walking by.
I know where they are. I'm sure things have died down by now. I took some hits. Some of them took some hits. I'm sure it's fine.
They say you killed a man, Luther.
Killed a man?
That's what they say.
I get real close to him and I say, that Mickey was no man. Man was a fucking pervert. A monster. I just all a favor.
He leans in.
And then
What was he up to?
I shake my head. Kids.
He leans back. They didn't say anything about that.
Yeah, well, of course not.
It's a pretty hefty accusation.
I shrug and say, what would you do?
Well, I would keep my nose down and mind my business and not get involved. But that's just me.
Well, tell you what. You stick to serving the drinks, and I'll stick to being me.
Right. And he hands you a couple of drinks.
Yeah.
Lets you go. So a couple hours pass. People are starting to get up and go. It's getting to be into the dark. You're wondering, maybe it's going to take a few days for this to happen. Maybe it's going to take a little while for someone to report you, but that's not the case. Because after a couple hours,
snitches, man.
Damn, yeah, fucking these guys.
After
we should burn this place down.
Starts to get dark. In through the door walks a pair of people you don't recognize, but by the coppery lapels on their robes, on their tunics, I should say, they're clearly members of the Copperhead gang.
Probably John and his wife.
Yeah, Mom, probably. All right, I whisper to Pigeon. We've both seen them, right?
Oh yeah.
Without looking, I say, okay, you go walk past them, wait for them to grab you or something. I'll grab them from behind, throw them to the floor, kick them in the head. We'll beat them up a bit, make a run for it.
I'll stand up with my drink, put on a facade of stumbling and drunkenness, and start to walk past them mumbling about, I just gotta use the restroom, and then head on my way.
I get ready to move. I'm playing it cool, but I'm ready to move and get behind these guys as soon as they make a move on Pigeon.
All right, Pigeon. You walk up. You're headed in their direction, mumbling about bathrooms and whatnot. What's your move? Because they see you coming, and they don't go for a chair. They're not looking to sit down in this establishment. They're looking at you as you're coming towards them.
I keep it cool, and I keep walking. And if they go to grab me, I'm gonna throw up a punch.
They don't go to grab you right away, but they do move directly in between you and the doorway so that you can't you have to either walk around them or something.
And I'll walk through them or around them.
Yeah. As you go to walk through them, one of them puts up an arm to push against your shoulder to keep you from going any closer.
All right. I get off my chair quietly.
Hey, what's the big idea here? And I'll give him a small shove. Get out of my way.
You're the one they call Pigeon, right? I can tell by the size of your bulging eyeballs.
You're about to tell by the size of my dick if you don't move. I gotta pee, man.
Sorry. They don't laugh. They're very serious.
That tickled me. All right. I've never seen Neil so indisposed. That's great.
I wasn't expecting it, but it was perfect. It's a perfect line.
Yeah,
it just
that's
really
good.
caught me off guard.
Right, we need to work on our professionalism. Let's go.
Okay. So tell you by the size of your eyes. No, you can tell by the size of my dick because I need to. Okay, right. It will say, "Oh yeah, well, why don't you come on outside? The perfect place to take a piss."
All right, let's go.
Yeah, and
I'll
they'll let you
start to
walk past
out.
them, and then they'll walk behind you.
Okay.
And each one.
That's when I make a move. When
Sets a hand
when
on
they
your
turn their
shoulder.
back, they're now facing the door. They've got their backs to the rest of the bar, yeah.
Yeah.
And I start moving quickly through the bar to try and get there behind them before they like get outside.
Yeah. Well, they're making for the door. Pigeon's stepping outside. They've got each a hand
calm
on his
down
shoulder.
there, guys, you're being handsy. And I'll keep walking, but I'll slow down, and like kind of reach to remove one of the hands.
Right. You're going for one of the hands as Luther comes up from behind.
Yeah. So I don't know if you want to just roll an attack roll, but I think I'm gonna grab. He's by the door frame, right? I'm gonna grab the back of the guy's head and like smash his face into the door frame.
That's a perfect attack roll opportunity. Yeah. Plus
Absolutely.
4 for back attack and surprise, and they're not like, you've got the drop on them, so plus 4.
Plus 4. Should I just roll a dagger? But it would be the same, wouldn't it? Yeah.
As long as the numbers are the same, I don't care what the text says.
Yeah, I think the number would be the same. Do we still only get 2 from level at level 5?
Think
or does
so.
that go up?
Yeah.
Yeah, still only 2 from level. Okay.
Yeah, you could also click the basic attack button or whatever. It's all the
All right, so
same.
it's 17 to hit.
Boom.
Easy. And what's the damage on an unarmed attack? D2 or D3?
We're using the punching and wrestling table.
Okay.
So let me just double check my interpretation. Charging opponent, wrestling. You're getting 2 from level and 4 from so just 11 and 4 is 15. Wait.
Are we waiting for more to come, or do we just beat these guys up a bit and then run and hope they follow? If the goal is to just capture one, we don't really need to wait for more, do we?
We'll see. Because they might be going outside to more.
Yeah, true. Probably not.
Attack
though.
roll successful. Find the result. Cross-index the character's modified attack roll with the proper form. Okay. So you, according to this form, because the second edition uses Thaco, we're not using Thaco. You're getting 2 for Thaco. So technically, according to 2E Raw, you roll a 15 with Thaco 18. So you get a nice jab, is what it would be if you were punching them. But you're not quite punching them.
Okay.
You are, you're slamming his head into the door.
Bludgeoning him.
Either way,
Yeah.
it is 2 damage and a 6% KO chance.
Damn. Okay. Well, I'm going to roll a D100 if I get less than a 6.
Yes.
Just my luck, this guy's going to hit the fucking deck right now. Nope. Okay, cool.
You smash his head into the door frame. He takes the 2 points of damage. I'm going to bring a Copperhead character onto the screen for us. And this time, and in the past I've used this token to represent just like some rando. This
Now it is.
is finally a Copperhead.
Good.
And he's got ginger hair, I assume.
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, why
Yeah,
do you think
they
they
all
call
dye
them
their hair, of course.
Copperheads,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
It's not because they're from Copper Hill. It's because they're all gingers. That's really what the
Well,
the
no,
group
maybe
is.
Copper Hill is called Copper Hill because it's where all the gingers live.
Oh my god, I've never thought of it that way.
Because
That's
wait,
totally it.
is Copper Hill even on a hill, or is the hill their heads?
Oh my god. All right. You smash him for 2 points. His head hits the wall. He reels in pain. And it's initiative time.
You think it's going to be that easy, punk? I say.
So we've got 2 of them, and they're facing upward. This guy has this much HP, and Pigeon is on the other side, doing something like this. Perfect.
Unarmed attack is 3. Yeah.
Whatever
what I
your
rolled
basic
in for.
attack bonus is. Oh, yeah. Modifiers.
initiative.
3, yeah. Yes. Yep, I'm just going to roll them movement, but it's all the same.
It's all good, man.
That's how he gets
Such
you.
a great show.
All right, the first guy on the left, he is going for Pigeon. So he's gonna Pigeon. You were like trying to remove his hand. Why don't you give me a strength
know
check
whose
for
hand it
last
was, but yeah.
round? Yeah, I'm gonna say it's this guy's. Why don't you give me a strength check for last round, and we'll oppose it by this guy's strength check. That's not very good. No. So you go to take the hand off, and it just like clenches into you. And on his turn, he uses that right hand that's on your shoulder, and he like tries to put his left hand on your waist and tries to just like shove you out of the bar and towards the ground. So this is going to be his strength check to knock you prone.
Can I say like dex to like move out of it and like?
Do you have a tumbling proficiency?
I think I do. Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Oppose it with your tumbling check to see if like if he shoves you and you like do a nice tuck and roll.
33.
Which it looks like you're doing he throws you to the ground, but you just spring, turn it into a somersault, pop up on the other side, completely free and clear.
Nice.
And even facing him.
Yeah.
And he'll move forward aggressively, but that was his action. Luther, you've just slammed this guy's head into a wall. He's still reeling. He hasn't had a chance to respond. What are you going to do?
I'm going to try and just shove him, and try and knock him over into the street so I can get out of the bar.
Excellent.
So like shove him through
check.
the doorway. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a 27.
That's pretty good. It definitely beats his 14. He falls through the door frame, hits the ground, and lands prone in the streets.
And then I walk out. So now I'm standing in the doorway. Yeah.
Does the guy in front of me have like a sword on his side?
No, he doesn't.
Okay.
I know the tokens have swords, but
just be sure, because I was gonna take it. But instead, I'm just gonna give him a nice 1-2. Can I hit him twice because I have
2-weapon fighting?
I had 2-weapon fight.
Yes, but it's regular penalties. But yeah. But your high dex offsets your off.
I have 2-weapon fighting and high dex.
So yes, you make 2 attacks for free.
Usually, okay.
That's right. You can go ahead and do 2 punches.
Attacks.
Yeah.
In the 1-2 combo. Nice.
All right, attack.
Bam, bam.
An attack. 14. Bam. But I have the +2. I think that comes with it, right?
That's from your level, right?
Okay, then it'd be 11 and 12.
11 and 12 on the table is a right hook followed by a kidney punch.
Nice.
Oof, nice.
All right. The
left
right
kidney
hook does 2 damage and has a 10% KO chance that goes with it.
I want low.
Low's good. Yep. And the kidney punch has a 5% KO.
I want low. Nope.
Nope. Okay.
Bang, bang.
Excellent. Yeah, you slam the guy around a whole bunch, and it's now the guy who's fallen prone. His turn to get up. He'll rise to his feet, like shaking his head, dusting himself off, slightly as he gets up. And I think this is his opportunity to make a morale check. Did it not? Do we not have a morale stat for these dudes?
Wait, is it in line with the plan if we just capture one ourselves? Or do we have to ambush him? Does it need to be a job for the whole team? Like if we just do it on our own, it's not cheating.
That's a wild fail on his morale check. He needed an 8 or lower. He rolled a 22, which is atrocious.
How does he even manage that?
He rolled 2 10s on his morale check, and he has a penalty of 2 for the damage he's taken. He literally rolls the worst morale check he can possibly roll. So he gets up, he gets to his feet, and he just starts running.
I hit him with a jab. Is that okay?
No, you don't have a weapon. No attacks of opportunity.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the first guy just begins to fuck off. Surprisingly.
Okay.
This is not going according to plan.
Okay, let's.
It's going too well, actually.
We're gonna beat this. We gotta beat this guy's ass and bring him ourselves.
All right.
Yeah, or we could fight him off and then just go back in the bar and wait for more to turn up.
Get off of me! Yeah, I don't care. I'm down with whatever. I'm gonna hit him again.
Yeah, me too. Fuck him.
Let's just beat his ass, man.
Let's just fuck him up.
Alrighty, Pigeon, you're next.
Here's 2 punch. Reminder, it's at -2. So here you go. 1, 2.
Boom.
That's an 11 and a 14.
11 is a hook once again. comes around the side, clips him in the chin for 2 points of damage. Give me a D100. You want a 10 or less?
No.
Bam! And the other one was a 14 is an uppercut for 1 point of damage and a 8% KO chance.
Right. I want low.
Bam!
Fuck yeah.
You go with the side and then up underneath his chin and his head goes back. Boom, hits the ground. Just so you know, although a punch does very little damage, there's a chance of knocking an opponent out. This chance is listed on the table as % KO. If the number or less is rolled on a percentile die, the victim is stunned for D10 rounds. So he's not fully like incapacitated, but he's stunned
like,
for a little while. Like he's reeling and just unable to, like a boxer who's been knocked out, but he's going to get back up in a bit.
Still going on,
Yeah. So you've got D10 rounds to get him out of here, or whatever you want with him.
You want me to piss on him, Luther?
Nice fucking shot, kid. Damn. I look at the windows. Was anyone watching?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like you were partially in the bar when the fight started, and you can see the bartender doing the like, no, not in here.
I pull out my member, and I take a pee on him.
Fuck yeah. Wet bandits, let's go.
Wet bandit style. I told him what was going to happen.
You really did need a piss. What's a guy to do?
What's a guy to do?
What's a man to do?
Wait, but what are we going to do?
I think we go back in.
Yeah? Wait for more?
Let's go get another beer, Luther.
This might be really stupid. You think? Wait, let's just think for a second. We've got 10 minutes before.
Is there a way? Is there a way out of the bar?
Yeah.
As well.
There are 2 doors, one on each side. So this is the right door. Okay. There's a left door as well.
You want to drag him back with us?
How far is the alleyway?
Oh, like a 5-minute run. Not even like a 3-minute run from here.
Oh, we'll take him. We'll
fuck it.
We'll take him by the shoulder after he's peed on, and we're dragging this guy.
You couldn't have waited to piss on him until after we'd carried him.
I didn't know.
So he was only KO'd for 3 minutes. It's going to take a minute to pee on him, 2 minutes to get him almost all the way back to the place. In the last minute, as like the alleyway is coming up and you're talking about something or other, and he like finally comes to his senses well enough to try something. I don't know whose hands are on him right now. Probably Luther, because Luther's got the higher strength.
Him.
Well, I think we were both getting him.
All right.
Well, yeah, to get there in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So wait, how are we carrying him? Like.
So we're probably like holding his arm, like I'm holding it this way, you're holding it that way, and each shoulder is like over. That was my idea.
Yeah. Perfect. Why don't you both make me strength checks against his one to see if he can overcome both of you, which he cannot. Nice. He starts to wriggle out of Pigeon's grip, but Luther can just like twist that shoulder into him. And drag him along.
Like he's gonna break it if you keep going,
Yeah, exactly.
He yells, "Uncle, mercy." And he gets dragged into the alleyway.
Mercy. Come on, you're coming with us.
Don't you know who I am?
We don't
You're not going to get away with this.
You're just some fucking chump.
You're still not going to get away with this.
What are you, a made man?
The Copperheads stick together. And you're wanted for murder. You got Mickey. Mickey and friends. Mickey was connected.
Yeah,
we probably get
dead.
in the alley at this point.
Oh, yeah. You're in the alleyway at this point.
I throw him onto the ground once we get into the alleyway.
His body hits the floor.
Listen, lads, I'm sorry. I thought the Copperheads were made of tougher stuff. This is just how it played out, I say to the alleyway, waiting for my brothers to emerge from the shadows.
And your brothers emerge from the shadows. One of them comes out from behind a box. Another begins to crawl down the wall. Another steps out from an alleyway. Another comes out from like a little cellar staircase that he tucked himself in.
Our people are competent.
This is sick, yeah.
The first
I get close
NPCs
to the guy
in any Koibu campaign.
Once everyone descends from the walls, I get like close to the guy on the floor and I say, "I know who you are. You're a fucking dead man, son."
It's not true. My brothers will get me.
Nice stomach up.
What do you want to do with him, sir?
Well, we're going to take a short break, and we're going to come back on the other side with a little bit more Hardly Heroes.
Alrighty.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Hardly Heroes.
All right. I crack my knuckles.
Eraser steps forward as well. Well, this wasn't the plan, but it's the results we were looking for. Good job, boys. You're not the worst members of SEAL Team 6 we've ever had.
I high five Pigeon.
I high five.
Yeah.
Nice.
The racer comes over
guy,
and
boss?
he low fives both of you, below the hip level.
Sick.
I
Yeah.
give him a low five.
Yeah. The others come
I give him
around.
finger crossbows.
True.
Pretty soon, this poor chum is in this alleyway, surrounded by the 6 fiercest people he's ever met in his life. Eraser takes a knee next to the guy, goes, "Why do you smell like piss? You wet yourself over here?" He shakes his head. He goes, "No. He peed on me." Eraser looks at you, kind of confused, looks back at this guy and goes, "No, I think you pissed on yourself. I think you're so afraid. But it's all right. You're not going to die here today. Not if you tell us what we want to know." Do you know what we want to know, kid? We want to know the structure of the Copperheads. We want to know where your lairs are, your bases, your hangout spots, places of interest. We want to know about your leadership. We want to know all about the Copperheads. We're not asking you to betray any of your deep, dark secrets. We're not asking for keys to the treasury. We're just simply asking, what are the important places? Who are the important people? What are the players? Consider this a getting to know ya. I am a racer. This is SEAL Team 6. He looks up and he goes,
Yeah.
"I thought you were the Wet Bandits."
No, we're SEAL Team 6.
You've been played.
Racer looks at the guy. The guy looks up at you all. Racer asks you, Pigeon, Luther, you ever seen this guy before? Do you know him?
I'm rolling a charisma check.
Do what? Yeah, I'll roll a charisma check as well.
Boom. I know him.
I might
We
know him.
both know him.
Yes. This guy, he lived not on your street, but the street next to you, maybe, 10 years ago. And then he left. He moved into the Copperhead territory and ended up joining them. But once upon a time, you knew him as what's the term for not the bully with a pack of kids, but like one of the bully's lackeys who's always like, "Yeah, that's what he said." Kind of the the person who tries to be part of the gang by like not actually leading anything, but just by like the yes man.
The kind of guy
the yes
who he laughs along with the bullies' jokes in the hope that they won't pick on him instead.
Right. That's exactly.
He's a little bitch. He's essentially Richard Hammond to Jeremy Clarkson on Top Gear, laughing at the bullies' jokes just so he won't get picked on himself.
Well, it's perfect because this man's name is Richard.
Fucking
Yeah.
Oh,
Clarkson.
I know this guy. His name's Dick. Oh, Richard. I heard he goes by these days, but listen, we all knew him as Dick.
Tiny Dick, Tiny Dick.
Yeah, that's right. He, well, the kid's mum knew him.
So, Tiny Dick, you're going to answer these questions because we know your mom. We know your family. And you wouldn't want anything to happen to your mom's face, and we wouldn't want to hurt your mom's face. Pretty the way it is. I'd like to visit it sometime again. But we want to know. And poor little Richard over here, not to be confused with Little Richard the artist, is going to make a morale check, which is bad, because on your morale checks you want low. You want lower than your base morale, and his base morale is 9. Little Richard starts to quiver, and he's like, okay, I'll tell you whatever you want to know. So you spend an hour with him in the alleyway. And some of this is things that your characters would already know, because you did grow up near the Copperhead territory, and you do have a local history proficiency. But I'm just going to dish to you about the Copperheads for a minute.
Dish on me.
This is the time, if you're a note-taking sort of player, to take some notes.
I'm doing it.
Never been my style.
Nice. Just remember it.
Remember
Just
it or don't.
remember it. If it was important, I'd remember it.
All right. So the Copperheads moved to Stromheim when Copper Hill fell. years and years
Yeah.
ago. There's a big explosion. Everyone had to leave. Undead armies all over the place. It was a bad time. Refugees from Copper Hill came here. And 3 groups of people from Copper Hill set up gangs in this area. And then these 3 groups, as the situation in Stromheim evolved, formed together to form the Copperheads. And they essentially come from 3 families back in Copper Hill. The Smiths, the Smelters, and the Strikers. And the current heads of their family are Ignis Smith, Angus Smelter, and Terra Striker. They're the 3 heads of these 3 families.
Terror Striker. Damn. Now that's a
Good
badass name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of it that way. It was Terra, Terra. Like
I know, but still good though.
that's actually really good. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So these are the 3 groups that form the Copperheads. And they have a leader, a person who helped bring them all together.
No, don't, Neil.
A cleric named Joris, son of Joris.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know him, Nick?
I know Joris, yeah. I thought it was going to be Darth, though. I'm a bit sad it's not Darth, to be honest. But
He's a cleric. He's the only cleric, according to this kid, left in the outer city. Not
Wow.
even the Temple Guardians have a cleric, but the Copperheads do. And he hangs out in the lair. He doesn't come up to the surface. He doesn't hang out in public. All he does is manage the treasury and the vault and like holds all the wealth of the Copperheads together in
cleric
one
of?
place. He is a generalist cleric, which is kind of rare in this day and age. You normally see specialist clerics. They're not impossible, but they're uncommon. Now, there are 4... Well, there's a bunch of buildings we need to know about. I'm going to bring us to a map, and we're gonna talk, because there's some new locales coming up on our map.
A cleric of Quanteris would be such a good cleric for like a gang leadership role.
Yeah. So there are 3 estates: the Smelter Estate, the Smith Estate, and the Striker Estate. Right, and I've placed them on this map. Each one of these is like the head of each family, and each one is sort of like a little mini fortress in its own regard. If you I can't remember the movie. Never mind. There'll be like a wall around the place. Gangsters will hang out there. They'll keep an eye out. Like it's the sort of place that it's built to be defended against rival gangs and people, fucking with them.
Did my mom ever get invited to any of these?
If she did, she didn't tell you about it. It's definitely possible, but like in her line of work,
Discretion.
yeah. Also, she wouldn't tell her kid, right? She did her best to spare you from the horrors of the world.
Got it, yeah.
There's also the New Hill, which is what they call the temple, their own personal temple. You would think that Joris, son of Joris, would be the high cleric of that temple, but he's not. He just hangs out in the lair, which is near the temple. The temple is
definitely
sort of
accessed from the temple, I imagine.
I would assume.
this kid doesn't know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's not a bad thought. New Hill, their temple, is sort of like the spiritual gathering for everyone. That's where all the major ceremonies are held, weddings, festivals. It's like the heart of the culture, right? The lair is nearby. It's got a hidden entrance. It's in a building at the basement of the building behind, like, it's the sort of thing that you wouldn't be able to find. And it's in a building that doesn't appear to have too much to do with the Copperheads.
But is he telling us where it is or not? He's just saying it's near there.
Yeah, he's giving you would get the street
okay.
address. You could find this building if you
okay.
wanted, but you wouldn't know necessarily how to get down into the lair. This kid hasn't been into the lair. He just knows that's where it is.
Okay.
There are also, well, next up is Francine's. I think that's misspelled on the map. But Francine's is their export shop. You would understand this is how they fence their goods. You take something to Francine's, she sells it somewhere else. She brings back goods, and then she sells those goods to other people here. So it's a legitimate import-export business that like fences things on the sides. Very much unlike Hudson. Hudson just deals in illegal goods, and she just like transports things for money. Francine's is a proper store that is also their smuggling ring.
Cool.
Last but not least, there are 3 clubhouses, one for each estate, for each family. And the clubhouses are nearby. I should put them on the map, but I didn't. But they're near to each of these families. And you can see the family estates vaguely break up Copperhead territory into like 3 different regions, right? So then each one has their own clubhouse. Any Copperhead can go to any clubhouse, technically, but, you know, the Smelter family hangs out usually at the Smelter estate, the Smith family at the Smith estate, blah, 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 blah. This guy here, he's joined up with the Smelters, this Richard guy.
Pigeon will think to himself that the way to destroy the Copperheads isn't actually like to go and just kill them all. It's to get them infighting. There's 4 people, and if you kill the leader, the cleric guy, I'm sure that they're going to freak out.
It's big brain. Could be.
Could be.
But do we want to? Like, maybe we just want to steal from them, right? Well, let's see what Eraser wants to do.
What are we going to do with this guy, Eraser? We can't just let him go, right?
Why not?
Oh,
he did his job. He did good.
Yeah, he squealed like a good little piggy.
Yeah, and you know, people who do well, they deserve their rewards. We want you to know, and we want you to tell your friends, that when you deal with Steel Team 6, we deal honestly. You work with us, we set you go. No harm, no blood, no foul, right? You cross us, well, it's a different question altogether. So, Richard, he kind of gets up and steps back. You're free to go. And you can tell anybody about what happened here today, or you can keep it to yourself. It's none of our business how you hang out with other people, what you share with other people.
I'll throw 2 gold at him and say, sorry about your clothing.
He'll scrape the gold together, get to his feet.
I'll walk you out, I say as I go to like walk away with him.
Mm-hmm.
And as we get a little bit away, I kind of lean in next to his ear and I say, Mickey died like a little bitch. And then I give him a shove.
He shoves down the hallway. And then his shoving turns into jogging, turns into running, and he's gone into the night.
All
Leaving
right.
you with your brothers.
Well, certainly some interesting information there. I already knew how the Copperheads structured themselves, but never did know where the lair was. And I didn't know that that's what Francine's was doing either.
I didn't know any of that.
So, what's the plan, Eraser? We go after one of the estates, maybe wait for them to bring a haul to Francine and then rob the shop? What do you think?
It's a good question. Estates, centers of wealth would definitely be centered there. These clubhouses that he's talking about, there's probably a lot of folks there, but there's also a lot of money moving out, right? If you think about pulling a job on the Rusty Hook, for example, there's money in the Rusty Hook. Problem with Rusty's Hook is that you know, he'll get you.
Well, yeah, but it'll be the same in them clubhouses. It'll be full of goons.
Right.
Copperhead goons. They're not going to give things up lightly. We're going to end up in a huge street brawl doing that.
Right.
The lair? Well, even if we could find a way in,
He
it's
shakes
bound
his
to be
head.
trapped.
I've
It'd be too dangerous.
heard rumors that one of the Copperheads has a connection with the Count. He got himself a couple of death dogs back in the day.
Death dogs?
Yeah, well, you know rumors on the street. I don't know if I believe them.
What's a death dog?
Two-headed dog, venomous bite
fuck?
from the head.
Oh
You know,
my god.
What?
Somewhere
Is that
from the
real?
pit or something, they say.
From the pit?
That's what they say. Look, rumors, but yeah. Yeah, two-headed
Oh,
dog
fuck
from
that.
the pit. Poisonous bite.
Skeletons were bad enough, let me tell you. I don't want to fuck with anything like that. But
I don't know, the lair's
what
too
about
big.
what about the temple? That cleric guy, he's got to have some money on him. All the clergy do, but magic's a difficult thing.
Yeah. Now, the temple, there's money in temples, They decorate that stuff with gold and silver.
Definitely.
We don't want to mess with the gods, right? We just swore an oath to them.
Yeah, I'm not such a fan of that. I'm also a little worried about, hitting the heart of their culture and society. You rob a man's temple, he's not liable to forgive that,
That's true.
I don't know. Francine's, as you said, that could be a good spot. Any of these clubhouses. Yeah.
If we were to watch Francine's and maybe some of these clubhouses, we might start to see the same people moving back and forth. Maybe they'd be the kind of people moving money.
Could do.
But people know us around here, so if we're around, they're going to come looking.
That's true.
Not
you guys, though.
If she deals in exports, she's got to leave the city at some point.
That's true.
Maybe
yeah.
we get her then.
Get her on her way out between gang zones, between territories, maybe. I would bet either Francine can really take care of herself or she's going to have an armed escort. So
Surely.
what we would need to do is find a way to slip something one of the guards drinks earlier in the day. He's going to be taking her out. We need a guard to be a little incapacitated. I know the old trick is the prune juice trick. Get them a good bunch of prune juice in their beverages right before they go do something. You get into a fight, all of a sudden those bowels open up. Boom. Weakened fighters. Yeah, he shits himself all over the place. It's a big embarrassment. You knock them down in the mess of everything while they're trying to clean up their shit and get their things together. You just grab Francine's bags and take off. You leave her alive. You leave them covered in poop, and then you'll run into Redcoat territory. Bam! You're gone with the stuff. No one gets hurt, and then they're left around just being like, I pooped myself and lost all the treasure, boss. Now they're in trouble. Now they're in more trouble than you are because they're the ones who did the embarrassment. The problem is getting the prune juice in the guard's drink and knowing the day that they're going to leave.
So I'm thinking, depends how much time we've got here, but if we watch Francine for long enough, we're going to see the same guards doing the job for her. We're going to know the way they go. We're going to know which streets. We could make some sort of blockade or some sort of diversion to make them go the wrong way, maybe into the abandoned zone, somewhere where we could ambush them. The prune juice thing, how quick does it work?
Pretty fast. 45 minutes, an hour.
And you think, what if there's 6 guards that...
That would be a problem. Yeah, no, you're right. We gotta get a count. We gotta watch her leave the city one time and see how she leaves the city. This is a bit of a long con then. This is gonna be a little while here. But this is a good heist.
It's a good heist. Good heist.
Is everyone, other members of the team, you all ready for a long heist? A long, nice watching, long, nice waiting?
It'll give us time to get our magic items maybe researched with the pitmen. I probably would just say this if we were in the, the bottom of our lair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's a real good point. Neither of you have toxicology.
Nick's been working towards it.
No, that's Arrakis.
Oh, that's Arrakis, sorry.
Okay.
Our boss, though, right? If I'm drinking a pint and somebody puts half a...
I'm going to know there's prune juice.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm not going to drink the pint. It's going to be all fucked up and weird.
Hey, maybe we can get some poison from the pitmen.
Now that is the more dangerous prospect. And expensive too. Someone might die doing something like that.
Well, I mean, we're not looking for poison to kill, right? We want this to be a failing on the part of the guards. So that way the ire's turned on them. We want it to be public humiliation, right? We don't want to... We kill them, they're coming after us. If we beat them up in the shadows and no one knows about their failure, they're mad at us. They shit themselves in the middle of the street. He seems to really enjoy this idea.
Yeah.
All right.
Disgusted by my piss, but loves the shit.
Yeah.
So he looks around at everyone. Anyone got an in?
Wait,
I've
just realized he's actually into that kind of thing. So like when you told him you pissed on him, he was like, no. I think you pissed on yourself, didn't you, you dirty little boy?
Any more ideas?
Anyone got it in with the pitmen? I know they have all sorts of services for offer. I
think
bet
now that
they've
we're
got a...
friends with the pitmen. They'll help us out, and we got
We've got some connections with Grom, but I mean, it sounds like you're already at the same place that we were. They're offering you the services, right? Like you knew about the grimy goblin. We didn't know about that.
Yeah, but he didn't know about the magic item stuff.
That's true.
Maybe we both ask.
Well, Grom's going to want to know we've got a lair before he'll work with us anymore, so we'll have to say that we're working with you guys, I think.
I can
That's
verify
fine.
that.
Yeah.
We can make that happen.
Okay,
All right.
Let's say we get a poison, though.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty hard to spike, like, 4 or 5 guys' drinks.
What if you just spike the whole bar? We might need a lot of it, but if we get back there and we put it in the casket, the ale thing, and everybody will be fucked.
Well,
But we'll get the guys.
I'm right in thinking, Neil, that they don't have pumps, do they? It's usually like they've got a pitcher filled with beer that they refill and pour out drinks from.
Yeah, you'd have a pitcher, and you'd fill the pitcher from a barrel, and then the barrel would go to the pitcher.
So we'd
and
only need to poison the pitcher, maybe.
Or the pitcher, yeah.
well, if the
We won't need
guards,
as much.
we're gonna have to see how the guards work with Francine's, see how many there are, what their thing is. But I'm thinking we pull a bumbling Tom.
Oh yeah, yeah, of course.
Yeah, makes perfect sense.
You guys familiar with a bumbling Tom?
No.
Yeah, well, I am,
Right.
but
Well, this is what you do. You're Tom. You've just opened a brewery down the street, and to get the word out, you're walking around with a barrel giving out free samples. Now, you need a big man to do that, a strong guy, or a couple of folks in a wagon, and you actually need to go all over the place giving out the ale. It's an all-day work, and it's kind of expensive. And then you hope that when you get to your target, after making a big scene outside about the free ale, you come into your target, you offer them some pitchers, some beers, you bring mugs with them, give them a free sample. Everyone loves a free sample, but when you give it to them, you do it from the next barrel. You say, oh, this barrel's tapped out. Let's get a fresh one. And that's the one. That's not even a full barrel. It's just a quarter barrel or a tenth of a barrel with just, a little bit of ale and the poison in it. And then you do that. You move on to the next one. You keep distributing ale between everyone. And then, 10 minutes down the line, you run out and you can make out of there real fast.
it's a good plan.
That's a great plan. The
I look
bumbling
at
Tom.
I look at the rest of them like, but who's our Tom? I mean, obviously, I could carry the barrel, but they'd recognize me. I look to the, are any of my other 3 brothers big, strong guys? Percival, perhaps. Sierra, Helmet.
Oh yeah, do we
Helmet
know their
sounds tough.
stats yet?
Yes, you do.
Do they have stats?
I'm just sorry. I'm lost and confused because a bunch of my tokens now have this as their token, and I
did
don't know
wonder
what
why
this
that
is.
was the token for the Horde House.
I don't know why these tokens are. Is this just the default blank token now?
Might just be the default token, yeah.
I think this is the blank default token. Cool. The stats of your brothers. Well, I think this is the time to roll them.
Yes,
I haven't.
let's do it.
In the past, we've rolled Pitman stats. I don't remember what any of them were, and so we're just going to pretend that they all have new stats.
Is there any chance that we could roll 18 3d6s and distribute them ourselves between the three of them, and then we roll 4d6, drop the lowest for Eraser?
Yes.
Or maybe we don't roll all the 18 and distribute. I'm saying that gives us a chance to make like interesting guys, but maybe we roll 3d6 rearrange for each of the three, and then 4d6 drop one for Eraser.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm on board.
Okay. Do you want to go first? Do you want to do Sierra moves?
7? Yeah.
Okay.
Are we doing 3d6 for them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and then how many am I rolling? 7?
Yes.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay.
All right. And this is Sierra.
That's a 14, a 13, a 12, a 10, a 9, a 6,
10 and a 13.
and then another 13.
No, just one 13,
No,
right?
wait, what did I miss? 1, 2. Oh, 2 6s.
Okay.
Wait,
So yeah. Oh, perfect. Much better. How do you want to arrange those?
yeah.
Let's
Let's roll all three
them all
first,
so we can make them.
and then we'll arrange them. Yeah.
Done. All right. I'll make character
there a-
sheets and
because everybody
there-
has different skills.
yeah.
Is there a quick way to roll 3d6 7 times?
I just always
There
do it the
isn't.
same way.
Yeah. I'm gonna drop it in Discord. If you do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you do that, you'll get 3d6 7 times.
Perfect. The roll 20 whisperer. Do I have to put /roll?
Nope.
Just that. Okay.
Oh my god. Okay.
It's not bad.
Okay, so that's for personal.
Oh my god, that's an interesting stat line.
Yeah.
15, 14, 11, 11, 11, 10. And 11.
Yeah.
4 11s.
It's kind of like Malachi's stats.
That's not a bad character.
All right.
Yeah,
And then
it's not-
It's not
Eraser.
an exceptional one.
Wait,
Would
no,
be
now
the-
helmet. Do you want to do helmet and I'll do
Okay.
eraser? Or
Yeah, sure.
do you want... Yeah, okay.
Ooh.
Ooh. That guy sucks.
Yeah, that guy sucks. I think it's that. 13, 13, 12, 8, 11, 8, 8, 5.
Modifying it for 46, drop 1. All right, and then I'm just going to write those down. What was it? 13.
13, 13, 12, 11, 11. 13, 13, 12, 11, 8, 8, 5.
There we go.
Okay.
Yes, got him, yeah.
All right, and then this is eraser, I think.
This is
I just
eraser.
replaced the 3d6 with 46d1, yeah?
Yep.
Mhm.
Oh, no.
Didn't
Nope.
work.
Wait.
You need the extra bracket at the end of that 1d1. But it did roll a 17, a 12, and 11, which is interesting. But it didn't roll them as in the yellow boxes.
Should we just roll one more 46 and keep those stats, or shall I reroll? It's eraser. Let's do it again, and then we'll choose.
No. All right. Eraser has middling stats then.
No, I think we go with the first.
I think
line,
we go with the first.
and I'll just roll another 4061. It is eraser, Neil.
It's
All
a
right.
racer.
Okay.
Give him the.
All
It's
right.
not a play. It's not a player character.
Okay.
Oh shit! Sorry. We're in struggle time right now. Okay.
All right. 17, 13, 13, 12, 12, 11, 11 is Eraser stats.
Eraser kicks ass.
What are you thinking, Nick?
Okay. I think we want at least one other big guy, do we?
I was thinking that would be a racer, honestly.
Oh, you think Eraser's
Well,
like...
Eraser's high stat is his charisma or his
Okay, that
intelligence.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Probably. What do you think? Charisma or int then?
Why don't we make Percival 15 strength, 14 con?
Sure.
All right. 15 strength, 14 con,
11s and everything.
10
Except-
in.
Int.
Int, yeah.
10 int.
Are you making character sheets for them, Neil?
I am. Would you roll me 2d8 for Percival's HP?
Let's go.
Your character, Nick, go.
8.
8. Alrighty. Okay, I'll fill out his stats from here.
Let's do the
Yep.
14, 13, 12 person, the first one. I think that was not Helmet.
Sierra.
Yeah. Let's do Sierra, 14 in Charisma, 13 Dex, 12,
6 int.
12 Perception, 6 Int,
6 wisdom as well.
6 Wisdom, 9 Strength.
Yeah.
What was the
10
con then? 10 con?
Yeah.
All right. So Sierra is high charisma, decent dex, terrible intelligence and wisdom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Low mental stats,
Just
this
an
guy.
idiot.
Yeah.
He's a fool.
But they're a smooth talker. But they have
Yeah.
no idea what the fuck they're talking about.
He's like really handsome.
Yeah.
And people like him, but he's just like, he's got nothing behind the eyes.
It's just like, oh.
But he's got a
sweetie.
winning smile.
Yeah.
All right. Roll me 2d8 for Sierra's HP.
Let's go, boo.
Got that one. 2d8. 9.
All right. Excellent.
These guys are
Helmet.
these guys are terrible, man.
They fucking suck, yeah. But they're still part of Steel Team 6. So
They are brothers, yeah.
they're
I'm over
legends.
here 26 HP. We're like the new kids to the block, but we're like
We're the Giga Chads, yeah.
we shouldn't have been in this gang, but we joined the gang, you know?
Yeah. They're lucky to have us, but that's fine. So Helmet's kind of got middle of the road stats with one really bad stat. Why don't we give him make him really ugly, give him 5 charisma?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why they call him Helmet, is that he always wears like a face mask or something because he's so
Yeah.
fucking ugly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Perfect.
13 Dex, 13 what?
Perception.
Perception.
And then whatever, the rest doesn't matter.
Yeah, rest doesn't matter. You can do whatever.
That's 12, 11, 8, 8.
Yeah.
So I'll give him 12 wisdom, 11 int, 8 con, 8 strength. There's no penalties, but
No, there's none.
yeah.
So I think we give Eraser 17 int.
Yeah. I think Eraser's he's smart. He's not he's not super charismatic, but he's a fucking smart guy.
Yeah, I think he's 17 int, and then
13 charisma, 13 dex.
Yeah, and then 12 in strength and con, and 11 in the other 2.
Yeah. That's a solid character.
He's a big brain.
He would've been a great wizard, man.
He would have made a good wizard if he wasn't poor.
All right. I will roll his HP and level in secret. I don't want you to know about Eraser
This
his
does
capabilities.
add credence to the idea that Eraser might have been the original Cup guy. Because that's 17 ints, you know.
That's pretty smart.
Yeah, he might have been able to work that shit out, actually.
I'm happy keeping Eraser around. I like him. He's a good guy. Yeah.
We need the brain. We need the brains anyway. We're both sorely lacking in that area.
Sorely, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Racers.
I love how you can never see the eyes on any Roll20 token, but on yours it's very clear.
On mine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those fuckers are out there.
They're bulging, man.
Okay, I have character sheets for them. I haven't assigned thief skills for them yet. I'll do that,
You can do that.
when there's some downtime. But I've got them all.
All right, let's do some time skipping, I think.
Yeah, so we've got a couple quests here. There is the quest to see if you can get poison from Rusty's Hook. There's the quest to get the lay of the land of Francine's imports and exports. And there's the quest to spy on them as they leave the city to see how they travel. Are there any other quests I'm missing?
We also want magic items from Rusty's Hook.
Oh, right.
We need a wizard.
Yeah, now that we've got a lot.
If we're doing a ton of downtime, I'm going to be trying to learn non-weapon proficiency of jewelry making.
No, but there's no time for that. We've got stuff to be doing, right? But I think that we should handle since we've got to go and talk to them to get our money and to get the magic items identified, if we can. I think we should handle trying to get the poison too.
Agreed. We'll do the Rusty Hook stuff while they do the Copperhead stuff.
They can do the watching. We'll do the getting. I'd like to ask Eraser a question.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Eraser, while we're in the Rusty Hook and that, we're keeping this secret from the pitmen, our operation here? Or like if I told them that we were planning something on the Copperheads, would that be a problem? No?
No. You don't know specifics. Just, I've got a job I'm doing. I've got a gig. I've got an action, right? No specifics. They ask you for specifics. You say, oh, it's a small thing. It's not that big of a deal. It doesn't rise to the level of your attention, Rusty's Hook is a great spot.
Yeah.
It's a great spot.
Good.
There's good folks there, good places, people to hire, some chumps to push around. It's a nice place to flex. But the dirty one at the heart of all of that place, oof. Man, the pitmen, they're the most low-key of all the gangs.
Yeah.
That gets me wondering. The redcoats, they're safe, they're well funded, they're rich boys who can practice their sword fighting all day. Demon Slayers are just big dumb fucking brutes who'll beat the shit out of everyone. Temple Guardians got people wrapped around their finger with faith. Copperheads are, it's like a pit of snakes over there. Not that any one of them is all that dangerous, but collectively it's a lot of nastiness. Pitmen, they're just real quiet. They're real. How can you have a gang with that much territory and be real fucking quiet if there's not some deep, dark secret going on in there? They call them the Pitmen because I think their lair is down in the pits. Way down in the pits. I think these fuckers are dirty to the core of them. I think they're covered in that pit dirt. I don't know what they're doing down there, but there's something.
You think that we should go to Grom in Rusty's Hook about the poison, or should we go to the grimy goblin?
I don't know where the grimy goblin is.
Oh, right. I thought you did.
No. I've heard its name, but I think it's secret invite only.
Well, maybe we can get an invite.
Maybe. Why don't you guys talk to Grom? I think you got a better relationship with him than I do.
Yeah.
And we'll take care of Francine's.
Hey, thanks for bringing us in, sir.
Well,
also,
changed our lives.
You're how do you spell Francine's?
FRANCINE''S.
That's exactly what I have.
Yeah, that's
actually spelled correctly.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh.
Eraser can read, right?
Yeah,
he's 17 in. Okay.
Yeah, totally. I just thought Francine's it doesn't look like, doesn't process in my brain correctly, but it is apparently spelled right. Nice.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Cool. Great. Well then, why don't the team splits up?
We do the finger crossbows and we split up.
Mm-hmm. Now, one thing to note before we split up is that when Steel Team 6 goes out together, they go out together as a 6-man group. So if you're going to Rusty's Hook, you can go and talk to Grom, but we're not making an appearance together as a group,
Yeah.
These are working hours, not partying hours.
Oh, I see. You're saying, we're okay to work, just the two of us, though. We can go there on our own.
But we don't party.
Right, exactly. Right, we don't...
Yeah. We're working.
Just this bit of business. Good.
When we do party, it's 6 of us.
6 times the fun.
All right.
We share 36 times the pleasure.
Okay.
All right.
That's a math joke.
That is. That is.
You go to the hook.
Eraser laughs. Sorry, Eraser laughs, but nobody else does.
Yeah, I sit there stunned.
Yeah, because he's got the 17 int.
This man would have been a wizard.
He should have been.
I wonder if that eats at him,
Yeah, I
He's
wonder
the
about
smartest
that.
guy
Yeah.
in the city, probably. If not, like, top 5.
Well, he's probably the smartest non-wizard,
Oh, for
to
sure.
be fair.
Guaranteed. To ever maybe live.
Yeah. To maybe live, yeah.
This guy could have made himself something, you know?
When you're
It's like
talking about he is
Goodwill
something.
Hunting.
He's probably
Except
like level
he went
12.
for the bad path. Maybe.
Eraser's is a bad man. Trust me.
Oh, maybe he set up the traps. You know, maybe they were his inventions.
Yeah. Oh shit, yeah, maybe he made them.
He probably made them and got the people to do it.
I bet he's got like 1,000 non-weapon proficiencies.
That is a genius, man.
Yeah.
All right. You guys can head to Rusty's Hook the next day, which I believe is like Friday the 26th of August.
Patricia's gonna be here.
Ah,
Yeah.
that old bird. Psh, don't need her.
You head in. It's the same as it always ever was. People all over the place. Hudson's not here. If you go poke your head up, she's still gone. Hasn't made her way back yet. Grom is hanging out.
She didn't make her way back? Didn't we get XP for all her shit?
He comes back on the
No.
1st of September.
No, we haven't got
We didn't get
We-
the XP for it. Okay.
Wait, or did we?
I thought we did.
I
But it's
We got
might.
some XP because that's why we leveled up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we might
Oh.
have distributed. Okay, so we're just gonna say for some reason you take a few days of downtime
That's fine, yeah.
so that we can start on September 3rd, and then Hudson's definitely back, and now there's no XP problems.
And how much gold did we get?
It was distributed.
We've got 1,200 gold in the horde, so that has to be.
But I don't even know
Hudson.
if this is even our horde anymore. Because technically our horde is
Your
all
horde
of the
is
people's.
the Steel Team 6's horde.
Yeah.
Wait, is it?
Yes.
Yeah, you're
Well, it
sharing
should be.
wealth with them. You gave them all of your money.
But I
Oh,
don't
fine.
think Steel Team 6 and us only has 1,000 gold, right?
Yeah, but they
No.
haven't contributed. Currently, all of the gold is ours, so.
Well, they have their own existing wealth. We just haven't talked about what it all is.
Yeah, but so I'm saying this 1,200 gold is the money that Hudson gave us.
Makes total sense, yeah.
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 Okay,
So we already got the XP.
Yes.
Perfect.
Don't delete any of your wealth because I don't think I've consolidated it with the
I have not
Pitmans.
deleted it yet.
No.
Okay, cool. After this session, I will flesh out their characters and combine wealth.
We're in it for the
Yeah.
long haul, these guys.
We are.
Great. All right. Anyway, Rusty's Hook. You're there, and you can see Grom. He's not working behind the bar. He doesn't typically work as a barman. He's typically the behind the house guy. So what you see him doing is unloading new casks of beer and wine and booze and water and all the sorts of things, and helping haul it off the wagon to behind the bar.
All right. I get up. Like we've not even sat down, so I just go straight over to him and say, "You want a hand, Grom?"
Oh, it's all right. He stops moving things for a moment. Goes, "How you doing there, Luther?"
Yeah, I'm doing good. You know, that thing we spoke about last time, the lair.
Yeah.
I sorted that out, so I'm ready to move up, have some real conversations.
Well. It's good for you. A friend of ours mentioned that you had joined a brotherhood, a fraternity.
That's right. Yeah, the 6 of us.
All right. Good. I'm glad you're putting down roots. You know, makes you a real man in the town.
It means a lot for me to hear you say that, Grom. Thanks.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not doing anything all day. Let me help you with these barrels.
He considers. Sure.
All right, I help him, and
guys-
as we're carrying him, I say, so that now things have progressed for me and the boy. You remember what we spoke about? Those items? A wizard?
He nods.
Is that something you can really help me with?
Yeah. I don't know if you're going to like the terms. Because whatever it is that you want, you're going to have to give up to us to take off and do something. It's a bit of a trust going on here. Then when we bring it back, you're going to have to pay out money. And you might have to pay out a lot of money only to find out the things you're looking at aren't magical. It's a bitch of a process. So you only do it if you really, really think this thing's worth it. Otherwise, you're shelling out hundreds of gold for nothing.
How much are we talking?
I'm not here for this, right?
You could just be like, in the doorway nearby with your amazing perception overhearing the conversation. It's just like at a respectful distance. It's 400 gold an item.
Is that just to say if it's magical or to tell me what it does?
Let's tell you what it does. If you just want to know if it's magical or not, it's 200 an item.
All right.
Can't they cast it in a fucking AoE? These losers.
Thanks, Grom. Well, things are going well for me, but maybe I'll take a rain check on that one. But there is something else maybe you could help me with, something a little bit more mundane.
Mm-hmm.
Looking for some poison. Not to kill anybody or anything like that. Just to give them a bad stomach or otherwise incapacitate. I know that that's something you can help with.
You saying something about the drinks we serve here?
No. I just know that this is something that you, I say, motioning around me as if to imply the pitman, not him, would have expertise on.
Mm-hmm. He nods his head a little bit. Okay. Let's say we do. You're a businessman.
That's
You're
right.
involved. We might be able to get you something like this. What's it for?
We just got a job lined up. Need to get past some guards. It's nothing to ping on your radar, but for us, it's important.
You're looking for something to debilitate, not kill.
Not kill. We're not into that kind of thing. Well, not anymore.
We're murderers, baby.
Yeah, something to give you the shits maybe or something like that.
He thinks to himself for a few minutes, nodding his head, doing the mental math and trying to remember things because
Something maybe you could put in a drink.
Yeah,
Something like that. But
I got a
need-
friend
okay.
who's real good with these things. Myself, I like to put good beverages in people. I'm not interested in this stuff, but I know a guy. I got a friend who does this.
I reach into my pocket and take out a small bag of 25 gold. Introduction fee?
Yeah,
I say,
yeah.
handing him the gold.
He looks at you. He's
I'll
like,
set up a meeting. It'll take a few days to set up. Why don't you tell me where your place is? I'll have my friend meet you there this Sunday.
All right.
Come to your door.
I
He'll do business with you there. Keep it nice and low, quiet. He'll take care of it.
I'm assuming that we trust the pitman enough to be able to give them the location of our house.
Anybody could find it. We two dimwits like us found it.
Yeah, I give him the street.
Yeah. Done.
Yeah.
He nods. Tells you thanks for the barrels. He takes your 25 gold contact fee. And Bob's your uncle.
All right, we go back and I go back and sit back down at the table with Pigeon. And even though he already knows, I fill him in. I say, the magic item thing, it's expensive. They want 400 gold an item.
Oh my god. Well, we just need to know which ones are magical, right?
But even that, he said 200 gold an item.
Oh my.
Magic's magic. What are you going to do?
Yeah, well, let's bring it up to the boys.
Yeah, we'll have to.
I'd say the big sword that he reached for, that's the one that we get, that's for sure magic.
For sure, but none of us can use it.
Yeah, I know, but and how do you even sell a magic item?
And then I find a king or something.
Shrug.
I remember my short sword, Neil. Is it that I took his short sword, Geralt's short sword? Was it like also finely crafted and gem laid and whatever?
Yes. There was a very good, let me review my notes, but I'm pretty certain there was a really, really nice longsword, a very nice dagger, and a very nice short sword. The longsword is clearly the prized gem of the three of them.
Yeah.
It's got the most like ornamentation on it. It looks like an ornamental show-offy sword, but the dagger and the short sword are also like very high quality.
Maybe we could just get the dagger and the short sword.
What about the dagger and the short sword? We're already sure of the long one.
Do we even need to get them identified? Like, we're using them anyway.
That's what I was thinking. Like, if we play around with it enough, we should be able to get something. That's how
Yeah.
we've always done it, but I am willing to admit that is pretty lame.
It's also like our other characters are just going to have more knowledge in that area
Yeah,
than these
we
two.
have
Like,
no
they've got
fucking
no
clue.
idea. But
I say we talk to the brothers and,
Yeah.
we turn these two in.
well, yeah, let's talk with Eraser. He'll know what to do.
Yeah.
He'll know. But anyway, he said he's going to set up a meeting about the poison. He's got a friend. I paid him a few gold, and he's going to meet us at our lair on Sunday.
All right. Well, let's get out of here. Eraser said no partying.
Oh yeah, you're right. Shit, I was just about to go and get a drink. Good job, Pigeon.
Business. Yeah.
Let's go.
We get out of there quick.
Fuck, that was close. I really was going to get a drink. I forgot that so quickly.
All right, you're out. Done.
We head back to our lair and wait for our brothers to return from a day of spying, I guess.
Yeah, they end up showing up pretty late. You know, they trickle in from different places somewhere in the wee hours. I think you guys are either deep in your cups or maybe semi-passed out or something, because they're watching until everyone gets real quiet late into the
Yeah.
night.
Well, he said no partying, so Pigeon's Pigeon's not drinking.
Oh my god.
And he'll probably tell Luther not to drink either.
Is this partying, Luther? I don't think we're allowed to drink.
Yeah, but it was about you can't go out, he said.
I'm not sure. I'm going to have to ask him. I made an oath to Martha, to the gods. I don't want to fuck it up.
That's true. I say, raising my drink like halfway to my... So, well, Eraser won't mind if we have just one. I mean, a man's got to stay hydrated.
Yeah, just one.
All right.
They
Yeah, drink.
trickle in throughout the course of the night,
I had
which
a
gets a
natural
little
20 on my
dreary.
will check. I just have one.
Oh my god,
Nice work.
Pigeon, that's amazing.
Beautiful.
Good job.
Eraser will confirm that, of course, you're free to do as you please. Here at the house,
Yeah.
but just when we go out together, we go out as a group.
So I fill
It's
Eraser
about
in.
public appearances.
Okay. So I'm keen to find out what you all learned today. But I did speak to Grom, and he set up a meeting with his poison guy on Sunday here.
Well, you better
he
be
said-
here all day then.
Yeah.
And he said that he can do our magic items for 400 gold. And it'll tell us
right.
what they do.
That is
Yeah.
steep.
That's steep. Yeah. I mean, thing is, I go and get my sword, my short
put my
sword,
dagger
and
on the table
the
as
long
well.
sword. Yeah, we put them all on the table. I was like, these things have got to be magical.
Look at them.
You just seen that guy's place. It was insane. But shrug. We just keep swinging them.
I think
If
he
they're
keeps-
magic, it helps. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Good point. Maybe one day we can get some sort of favor, do something
For a wizard.
for Grom or for a wizard or something like that. Let's see if there's something we can trade that's not straight cash for this stuff.
All right.
Didn't you
I did,
say you pulled a heist with had a bunch of scrolls involved?
I'll show him the scrolls.
Yeah.
No, those aren't wizard scrolls.
Tell you what, though, I had a story once about a guy years back in here, who apparently stole a wizard's spellbook and used it as a blackmailing bargaining chip. Apparently, without them books, they can't even cast any spells. You know, maybe
How are
we
you going to
steal a
get
wizard's-
the identification spell cast if you can't cast any spells?
Well, you know, we barter with him. We steal a book. We say, I'll give it you back if you cast these spells for us, and then hope he doesn't turn us into frogs. Just a thought.
I like the idea. You know, I like... All right.
Got to find a wizard first, but
Yeah.
I see him from time to time. I've seen wizards in this city, in the outer city. I'm sure of it. I've seen men with weird staffs and dark cloaks disappearing in the middle of nowhere. They pass through here. They might not make themselves known, but this is an important city. It always has been. There's bound to be some wizards passing through every now and again.
Some of the outer villages and cities, towns out there, you know, they got some stuff go with them. It's not entirely a complete wasteland beyond the city walls. It's not a fun place. Okay, all right. These are some good ideas. Well done, team. Well done.
Nice.
Yeah, he'll tell you what they did, you know, laying low, keeping an eye on things, walking around, observing. Someone went into Francine's today and just kind of shopped around looking at things. They had oops, that's not the wrong part of the world. They had some stuff from Confluence and Meadstead and Blue Cliff. They had some fancy honey that was brought in, and just miscellaneous trinkets from here and there. But most interestingly, they had some. So Francine's had some. What do you call it? Mineral water, bottled mineral water that she was selling for quite a lot from the resettlement of Cauldron. Cauldron's one of these towns that exists to the south of Stromheim that was completely wiped out by this, you know, demon invasion couple decades ago or something like that, before this big war took place that like brought the entire area down to its knees, which is the crummy place we live in now. Cauldron's this town built on this river called the Misty River. And it's known the Misty River because the water comes out jet hot. Like there's the town of Cauldron has a geyser that blows up in the middle of town, and then it spills boiling water, and so the river starts as boiling water and then becomes cooler, and then it gives off all this mist and everything. So she's got these bottles of mineral water from Cauldron, recently resettled, supposed to be really good for your health, which tells us that Francine is trading not just to the north, where civilization is still intact, but also to the south, where everything's been ruined or left in ruins for an age now. Yeah, a couple decades.
Might be, maybe we could ambush her on the road. What do you think? The guards would be too much, maybe, yeah. Well, I mean, if we're planning to get them in the city with our bumbling Tom, what is that? I mean, whether she goes north or south, as long as she comes back.
Right. As long as we can, you know, figure out which way they're going to go ahead of time.
Well, I got a question.
Yeah,
Where's she going with all of it?
that's a good question, right?
Because if we know where she's going, maybe there's a storehouse outside of the city. Maybe that's the more important, you know, the bigger heist. It'll be defended, but
Why would they have a storehouse out of the city, though?
Rug.
they gotta take the shit somewhere, right?
Well,
They got to sell it to someone, right? They need a person.
It to Cauldron.
Yeah.
What are the roads like between here and Cauldron?
He shrugs. They got a new count down there, running the tether wilds and everything around it.
Yeah.
Some lord from Drekis thinks he's something.
No, there's always some lord, isn't there? Some fat cat at the top of the hill, taking everyone's taxes. That's the way it was, it's the way it is, and it's the way it always will be, I'm afraid. People like us, we've got to fight for what we've got. Not just giving it to on a silver plate. And them fancy pants lords.
But if she's taking stuff down to Mr. Fancy Pants Lord down in the tether wilds near Cauldron. No, I thought I had a thought, but I didn't.
I think we stick with the bumbling Tom plan. You know, we got to find out what date they're going to make the move. We either got to decide to get them when they're coming back into the city, or when they're coming, or when they're leaving. I'd say, especially if they're going to the south, the roads are dangerous, right? Could be that there's one less guard on the way back than there is on the way in. Maybe they'd be quite keen to have a nice glass of ale after returning to the city from such a long trek.
You can pull a bumbling Tom on the way in too. That works. Get
That's what
back
I'm
to
saying.
the city, long tired walk.
We're at the gates. We know they got to come through the gate, right? They're going to the south. We wait outside the gate. We're giving money. We're giving beer to people who come into the city. When they come, we give them the last of the beer, and then
we need a horse for that, though.
Why do we need a horse?
Well, because you got to have someone, miles down the road, seeing Francine and the guards coming back, and then race to the gate as quickly as possible so you can know when they're going to show up, so you can start pouring out the ale earlier on. You gotta,
That's true.
You have to be pouring the ale for a while before they arrive. It's got to look natural. You got to have a good feel for it. We can get a horse.
We can get a horse for sure.
He looks at Pigeon. Do you know how to ride a horse?
I might. No.
No, but I think I could.
I'm not gonna lie. I've only ever seen one horse in my entire life.
See, I've seen many donkeys.
We'll figure it out. We got to keep spying on her. We gotta get the lay of the land real well. You
Maybe
guys
we
deal
should
with this dwarf.
Take a week and we all follow her into the wilds and see where they go.
Well, I was thinking, if we buy up all the mineral water and we ask when you're going to go buy some more, we'll know when she'll be headed to Cauldron. The other stuff, it could come anywhere. You could maybe find trinkets here and there. That mineral water, though, it's pricey. It was going for like 10 gold a bottle, and she had 10 bottles of it. So
That's a good point. We could say, when are you going? She gives us a date. How long does it usually take? Oh, it takes 2 weeks. Then we're going to know when to start looking with the horse.
You got a map eraser?
Does he have a map of like the overworld?
He will bring you down to the basement again and produce a map of the overworld, which
Now, I ain't too smart, but I'm if it takes her 2 weeks, how far could she go?
Well, man,
We could triangulate a position, right?
it's just a guess, yeah. Yeah, well, you mean after she tells us?
After she tells us, yeah.
Well, she's going to be going to Cauldron, right?
Shrug.
That's where the water is. But wouldn't it be too hot to bottle at Cauldron? Wouldn't they have to go a little bit further downriver until it cools down?
What if why don't we just go bottle it ourselves?
We're not water traders. We're SEAL Team 6.
Yeah, but we could pay kids to go for us from, Rusty's Hook to go with bottles of water, bottle it, and bring it back.
There's gotta be all sorts. There's demons out there. Any kids, they'll be
that's
fucking
true.
dead. There's skeletons, there's demons, there's giant ants.
So you're thinking they
Eraser
go
nods.
from High Castle?
No, you're
from
in Stromheim.
Oh, we're in
To
Stromheim.
Cauldron.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 43 miles on the road, broadly. You could bottle it, probably not in the geyser itself, but you could, go down just a few miles down. It's warm, cool enough that you could easily bottle it there.
Yeah.
And Luther's right. This area is no longer safe. There are, whatever was living in the soggy hills and the wispy woods has exploded outward, and now these roads are some completely dangerous. You need like real armed guards to go, which is a double-edged sword, because if the armed guards that you need to get to Cauldron means that attacking anyone coming back into the city is going to be a big of a problem.
It
right?
also means, though, that it's an expensive trip to Cauldron, more expensive than it is to High Castle, which means that it's going to be worthwhile, right? So she's going to be carrying more goods, more gold.
Yes and no, but if you look on the way to get to High Castle, like there's a road to abandoned Copper Hill, and then you just got to cross the Thistle Forest on foot. And that place is crawling with kobolds. In the olden days, everything was safe, or you could go from Stromheim to Cauldron to Tassel and take a boat up the canal and get to High Castle. And you could do that like without you could do that by yourself with gold, a bag of gold on your head, and you'd be fine. These days, getting out of Stromheim is a bit of a hassle. This northern area above Stromheim is a little bit, like the route is longer, but it is a little bit safer. There's a new Count and Fortune that's done a really good job of beating back any of the threats over here. And all the help with Drekis after the war has really helped tame this stuff. Like the Thistle Forest is still a thorn in your side, pun intended. But it's, yeah, Cauldron is dangerous, but it is shorter.
I think it's good. It means that, they'll likely have to, I think, at least, make the trip more worthwhile because they'll need stronger military experts. What's the word? Escort.
So we want to attack them when they're coming back from one of these places?
I think so, yeah. Like, maybe a couple of them have died. They're weak. They come into the city, and that makes sense, like, why we would be there, right?
And
it's
they're also
like
we're finally safety,
Yeah,
guards
like,
down.
And then, so you telling me if you've been working for 2 weeks along the road in dangerous situation, you get through the gate into the city and somebody offers you a free drink, you're not going to take it?
Yeah, no, I agree with your idea.
Eraser gives a big sigh. I like the way you think, Luther. You got a good mind. You got a good mind for this sort
Thanks,
of thing.
boss.
But there's a point here. The south gate is guarded by the Demon Slayers. The north gate, that's Redcoat territory. Redcoats don't give a fuck. Redcoats don't show up. They don't protect anything. They run around like little fancy ninnies, acting like playing the part.
I just had a brain blast, boss, that I gotta tell you.
Tell me.
You know that amulet we have? The Demon Slayer one?
Yeah.
What if we were outside of the gate and we tell them when they're coming in something like, we gotta inspect them, and we have our amulet on and we pose as the Demon Slayers, and that's our entrance.
You could do that,
but confiscate some goods.
There's Demon Slayers on that entrance, right? They used to be the city watch, and they take that duty semi-seriously. They got men on the walls, they got men at the gates. They try and keep some semblance of order in that part of the area. They try and follow the old ways, even though they're just a bunch of corrupt gangsters at this point.
It doesn't need to be that complicated. They're just guys on the wall. They're just corrupt gangsters. You telling me that if we don't just give them a bunch of free pints, then they're not going to let us hang around?
Of course they'll let you hang around, but...
Yeah, we start pouring our drinks. We pour our drinks for Francine and our goons when they come back in. And that's it.
What I'm saying is that they've got a corner on the market down there. You start ripping off targets in their territory, that makes them look weak, that they can't hold their own stuff. They're going to want a percentage of that, and they're going to want to show off that, they're the biggest dicks in town.
Takes some time to kick in, right? Who's to say they'll even be in Redcoat territory once the shitting begins to shit? I mean... Well, you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I'm just saying the Demon Slayers complicate it a little bit. It's doable. It's doable.
What if we give the Demon Slayer people on guard drinks too?
That's what I was saying.
They all start shitting themselves and...
No. That will get us in trouble. Thing is, though, like, even if we know their route, like, can we look back at the city map, Neil? So, like, if they're going from the south gate to Copperhead territory, how are they doing that? They're probably taking the main highway through the Temple Guardians location. So the ideal place to get them would be here, in between the Temple Guardian stuff. But it's not going to work instantly, probably. The poison we get is going to take some time to kick in. So we're not going to be able to, like, give it to them there and attack them there.
Right.
They'll be back at Francine's before that happens. So I do think, like, we give it to them, like, maybe in the main crossroads here. Maybe not even right by the gate. We could do it in the marketplace. Well, maybe there'll be too many people around there, but I think they'll be out of Demon Slayer territory by the time it works.
But we definitely don't want them back in Copperhead territory, right? We want them... That's why it's nice to do on the way out, because we get them on the way out, like right before they leave, and then by the time they leave, you know what, by the time it kicks in, they're somewhere over here, or they're somewhere in Redcoat territory, or maybe they're just outside the gate, but like they're getting further from their friends. We give it to them on the way in, and then they're just getting closer to home, and depending on how long it takes to kick in, like, let's watch it for a little while. You know, maybe they don't go to Cauldron all that often. Maybe they go up to Meadstead more frequently. Let's get our bearings.
Yeah. My concern is that it's going to be harder to know when they're about to leave. It's going to be easier to know when they're about to return because we'll be able to see them coming.
But also, when they're returning, they might be returning with money versus goods.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they've got to have gold with
true.
them. It's import-export, right? So she takes gold, she buys the water and shit, but she also sells some stuff. So she's going to have gold both sides.
When she's coming back, though, she's not going to have ill-gotten gains that are going to be easily identifiable in the city. You got a good point there, Pigeon. You got a real good point.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll keep an eye out. You deal with this poison person.
Yeah, no worries. We got
Right.
a bus.
We're going to pass a few days here. Just a quick question about downtime before we take our next break. Pigeon, you had said you wanted to get into jewelry making. And so here we are. You know, you're just kind of killing time. You can't really spy on Copperhead territory. They know you too well. So why don't you just tell me a little bit about the jewelry that you are practicing making?
I think Pigeon's going to probably start out easy and just start making earrings with some of, the smaller pieces of shit that he has lying around. So he probably has a bunch of miscellaneous earrings from the stuff that he's stolen. So he's trying to copy those styles. That is what he's trying to do. He might ask Eraser at some point for some money to buy proper jewelry making. What's the word? Utensils.
To get like the proper tools for that shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And
I think, I will use some. I don't know. Do I have to ask Eraser for every gold coin?
everyone gets like a weekly allowance, essentially, from the treasury.
What I think the best way to learn appraising, which is what I'm trying to do, is to kind of start buying and selling some cheaper pieces of jewelry and gems and stuff like that through the various shops. So obviously I'm going to lose some money because there's like a cut taken every time you do a sale. But my thinking is that I can, if I do a decent job, I won't lose that much because I'll get good prices for things. And then I can kind of get lots of experience in how much stuff is worth by, you say I take 100 gold and I'll just go and like try and use it to trade.
Right. And a lot of your value here is getting offers from people on things and deciding not to sell it to them, and then also asking about prices in shops and just grinding out the looking at valuables. And you're right, you're going to lose money in this process, but you're going to gain a skill. I like it. I love it, actually. So we're doing, it was jewelry making. What is the non-proficiency you're trying to get here, Pigeon?
Jewelry making, I believe.
Jewelry making, perfect. Yeah.
Jeweler, it's called. Yeah.
Is it called jeweler?
Well, yeah, I'm looking at it. Yeah, this.
And appraising. Love it. Great. Well, we're going to take a break right here, and we're going to come back on the other side with a little bit more Hardly Heroes. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Hardly Heroes. We're going to be hanging out in our home, Steel Team 6. You know, every home needs a name. Rusty's Hook, great name for a tavern. The Old Vic, great name for a tavern. Steel Team 6's house, somewhere in the back of your minds between this session and next and the ones beyond. If you can come up with a cool name for the Steel Team 6's headquarters, that'd be great.
Okay. I just need to I don't know if I'm going fucking crazy. There's literally like something crawling on your camera right now, Neil. I can see it walking in front of your camera lens. Unless I'm literally tripping balls, which I don't think I am. So I've just walked past like 3 times. Somebody in the comments is going to confirm.
I left our screen door open until like 10:30 last night, and my room got filled with little tiny bugs, and I thought I got rid of them all, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was something crawling on my camera.
Okay, good.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so you're saying think of a name for the lair, yeah?
Yeah. Think of the name
Okay.
for a lair. Meanwhile, we're hanging around in your lair, waiting. And Sunday comes along. You've been out shopping, trading things. You took today off in order to, make sure that you're here for this. Pigeon, you've been at home twisting wires together, trying to make earrings and, figuring out that you actually need like a really hot thing to help shape the wire the right way. And you need maybe a different type of hammer. The hammer you've got is too heavy, and every time you tap it you need a softer headed hammer in order for this. Maybe you need like a little wooden mallet so that you're not bending too much metal all at once. You're getting an idea for the type of tools you might need
Okay, good.
in the lair when a knock comes on your door. Tap, tap, tap.
Wait, what's the knocking situation from the lair? Is there some sort of like pulley system with a bell?
No.
So we can hear the...
No,
so you
you'd
just
have
gotta
to be
listen
out here in this room. Yeah, you wouldn't be down in the lair to...
Oh, right. We're just up
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, you'd just be up here.
Is this Sunday?
This is Sunday.
Right. This is it. Stay cool.
Open the door.
I head over. I open the little latch nail.
It's right here. It's just at the bottom of the map.
Sorry.
It's fine.
I
Yeah,
open the little latch.
you don't see anything.
Really? I cautiously take the chain off the door and open it and peek my head around and then slowly open the door.
Below where you would peer is a dwarf standing about hip height.
Oh, hello there. I take a step back. You're friends of... I let him finish my sentence.
Friends of Darf, says the dwarf. That is not how dwarves sound. I'm so sorry. Friends of Darf, says the dwarf in a Grom.
Grom.
Friends of Grom, says the dwarf
Okay.
in a feminine tone. This is what feminine dwarves sound like.
Yeah, come in. Good. Welcome.
She'll step on in the room,
dwarves.
take a look around.
Yeah. So, you want
Which
to drink?
mountain do you come from?
I'm sorry, Wahan.
The dwarf doesn't answer the question.
Do you want a beer?
Love one.
All
Sure.
right, I head into the kitchen to get us a drink.
She'll come on in, plop herself down at this table over here.
Yeah.
And she's got a backpack that's like a wooden box with hinges and like leather straps to hold it. And she'll set it down next to her on the ground.
Okay. I bring our drinks on a little, no, not on a platter. It's not fancy enough for that. But I sit down at the table. So, let's get straight down to business. Shall we?
Well, we've got two types
Well.
of things to work with here.
Okay. Well, listen, what I'm looking for something you can put in someone's drink, I say as I hand him his drink. That maybe it's going to take them half an hour, maybe a bit more, maybe a bit less to feel the effects. And if those effects were explosive in the fecal kind, that would be ideal.
Half an hour to an hour? Got just
More or
the thing
less.
for you. And she'll open the pack. She'll like rummage around, moving some boxes that are like hinged together until she gets to a box, maybe 4 boxes down in the stack. Opens it up and will pull out a vial. I don't have a glass vial. I should get a glass vial for demonstrations.
That'd be
It's,
nice.
about the size of this diamond sander right here. This diamond whetstone. It's kind of large. And it's filled, to actually about here with a dark brown fluid. And she'll put her hands down to, what looks to be about 3 ounces. And she'll say, this amount, 1 dose. Put this in someone's beverage. It's got to be a strong beverage because this thing, it's got flavor to it. Okay, it's hard to mask. You need to put it in something that's dark colored, really
Like a whiskey.
strong tasting. Could do.
What about like a dark beer?
Could do. Yep. This here is highly concentrated extract from a fruiting plant from a Cuba.
Okay. Sounds
Sounds expensive.
But I don't need one dose. How much have you got?
Well, on hand right now, she takes out the thing, whips out a ruler from the backpack, slams the ruler next to the case, and counts out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 doses on hand. I can get some more, but no one ever needs more than that.
8's enough, I think.
Yeah, I think that's perfect. 8 is perfect.
And what's it going to do again?
Yeah.
Well, it takes
Let's talk details.
40 minutes to an hour and 20 minutes, depending on the person. Everyone's affected a little bit differently, right?
I think at this moment, how long would it take me to walk from the city gates to Francine's?
Oh, hour, 2 hours, maybe.
Okay.
The city streets are long, and there's stuff going on, right? Like if you were running and there were clear streets, you could do it in way less time. But just it's fucking
Meandering,
busy,
especially as a caravan.
Right. You probably have a wagon. You got to get people out of your way. Something might be blocking the road. Couple hours.
Okay.
Now, one dose of this, highly likely to make a person vacate their bowels. Highly likely.
That's music to my ears, let me tell you.
What if you gave a person 2 doses?
Well, the way the poison works, she says in game terms, is that they make a con save. And if they roll less than a 30, then they are going to shit themselves.
Oh, okay.
If they roll less than a 12, not a 12, less than a 14, they shit themselves so badly that they're just completely incapacitated. We're talking about the difference between debilitating. Debilitating is their speed and stats are reduced to 2/3, and they have hit, AC, and initiative penalties of 5, and they need to make a wisdom or willpower check to cast a spell. So basically, like, you are actively pooping your pants, and if you wanted to do anything, you would have a very hard time fighting someone as there's like, as your sphincter is doing this.
What if you get 28?
Very poorly, if you roll poorly, you're incapacitated.
Okay.
Yeah, you're incapacitated, which means your stats are reduced all the way to 1/3, and there's no move or attack or spell casting, which is essentially you're
KO'd,
Yeah, I mean you're
you're
conscious, but you're just like, oh my god, oh my stomach, oh, and you're just in such distress that you're effectively not able to do anything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Now, the dwarf will say, now if someone's got a really weak constitution, like a really, really weak constitution, and you give them a lot of this stuff, it's possible they could shit themselves to death. Now, it almost never happens. You'd have to really try, and they'd have to be weak, right? Because if you double the dosage, they get a -5 on their con check. And if you can get their roll down to 0 or less, they die. So if they got 6 con and they roll a 1 and you give them 4 times the dosage.
Okay, that's not going to happen though.
It's not going to happen. That's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen at all.
All right, how much? We'll take it.
Well, I look at Pigeon. We've got some irons in the fire. Let's hear the price.
I do need to adjust these numbers just a little bit. 35.
Adjust them for player tax.
So there.
I'm just
the way
joking,
this poison works is there's it's a chain. So if you roll a 14, sorry, if you roll a 14 to less than a 14, you are incapacitated. Yep. If you roll less than a 26, you're debilitated. If you roll less than a 35, you're irritated. If you roll better than a 35, you're just fine. It doesn't affect you at all. And then whatever it is that you start with that for that thing's full duration. Then you go to the next thing for its full duration. So if you roll like a 12, then you're incapacitated for 20 minutes, debilitated for 30 minutes, irritated for 30 minutes. So there's like a chain that you go through, and depending on how well you roll is determining where you start in that chain of events. And incapacitated is what it sounds like. You can't do anything. Debilitated is you're actively pooping. And irritated is like everything is just sort of rumbling and you're just feeling not great.
Does that provide any penalties, like combat-wise?
Yes, irritated is a -2 penalty to hit, where like everything's just kind of off and your arm is just a little bit weak and you're just not really at 100%.
Just imagine the situation as well. Like, would you be able to keep cool in that? Like, everyone around you is projectile shitting. You are also shitting. And then 6 guys try and rob you. Like, what are you going to do?
How much?
Well, as I said, this stuff has to be
last
imported.
question. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
How good do you have to roll to have no effect?
35, you said.
35.
35. So you would need to roll a 20 and have 15 con.
15,
That's insane.
That's an ask, yeah.
No one's pie. No one's
No, you're right.
passing
Okay, because if you have just a 3 ounces of prune juice, I would want to say there's a decent chance that
Wait,
35
this
is too
is
high. You're
prune
right. It's got to
juice.
be 30. It's concentrated.
That's not what I was trying to say,
distilled.
but okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because anyone who takes the normal
myself.
dosage should have activated bowels. That's the point of this stuff. It's what it's
So
designed
if you
for.
roll over 30, which means a natural 20
And you have
on
10
average
con.
stats,
Yeah.
then you're fine. Okay.
you're fine.
Yeah, I mean, that seems
Yeah,
Yeah.
5% chance for an average person not to be
Yeah.
affected and need an extra dosage. That makes sense. Okay, so 14, 26, 30. Usually I have a lot of time to test out these poison stats well ahead of time. This one we planned in 5 minutes. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Great. So, any more questions?
I have a question.
Oh, never mind.
Sorry. How do you know so much about using prune juice to make people shit themselves?
We all have specialties and expertise. I'm a dwarf. I'm highly immune to a lot of these things. It's just once I started working with the pitmen, it was pretty easy. No one else had the stomach to handle and taste and test these things like I could. And I've been affected by just about everything you can imagine. But she taps her chest. Dwarven constitution keeps me chugging along.
Oh yeah, their leader's great, isn't he?
She nods once.
Okay, it's a man.
It's what? Wait, what?
I said
Clever.
the Pittman's leader is great, aren't they? Or he's
nice.
great, isn't he? And then she nodded once. So
Uh-huh.
now I've deduced that it's a man.
Nice work.
Genius.
Very good,
I was
Pigeon.
actually asking Neil how he knows so much about prune juice and make people shit themselves, but yeah.
Oh, well, that was
also
his answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Answer.
Okay, great. So let's get down to brass tacks.
1,000 pieces of brass for each one. That's 10 gold
1,000
for
copper?
you. 1,000 copper, brass.
Yeah.
Yep.
The copper system, of course.
So 80 gold?
For all of it. If you want it all.
That's a lot.
Well, how
Where,
many do you need?
Well, no, I mean, listen, I'll take the whole thing, but
Good.
that's a bulk order, you know. There should be some economies of scale in there. Let's call it 65.
That's like 20% off.
Well, you know, we're going to be coming back and working with you a lot more.
It's a little bit less than 20% off, but yeah.
How about we call it 70?
70?
Yeah,
Well-
come on. It's a nice dwarf. Come on, Luther. Don't be...
And the dwarf did say, you know, all the experience, and you did give us a lot of information about how it works. Okay, 70 then.
I got
I'm
you a
the
good
only
deal.
one around town that you know that has access to these things. I think it's a seller's market. And 1,000 copper each is a fair rate. Call it a getting to know you fee. If you really want
Well.
to think of it like you really think you deserve a discount.
Well, as long as it comes with some goodwill, I suppose. Say, Pigeon, you stay here. I'll go and get the gold.
I'll put 60 gold on the table.
Oh. Well, I was going to go into the lair to get, like, the gold out of the chest. That's a thing I can do right now.
It is.
You can, but then you got to show him the spot. So I put 60 gold on the table.
Well, I got 60. How much you got?
I rifle through some pockets. I take out literally. I like pull out a bag and then I have to like reach into another pocket that I empty out and then I like go in. There's like a little bowl behind me on the bar where I put some change in and I like take some out. And I managed to get together 20 gold.
Right. Done. The things exchange hands. You get the one large vial with the things, the juice in it. It says, remember, the onset time is 2d20 plus 40 minutes.
Okay.
All right,
That's nice.
perfect.
Let's say that. Okay, I'm writing it down. What would I call this, Neil? 8 servings of prune juice, or a Cuban. A
Cuban laxative.
Okay, nice.
I've dumped the stat file for it in our Hardly Heroes cast chat.
How much is it weighing?
The
Like a pound for the whole vial?
fluid, yeah, I think the vial and the fluid is probably 2 pounds. Yeah, 2 pounds.
Say, dwarf, did we get your name?
My name's Sparky.
Oh, Sparky, I'm Pigeon.
Pigeon.
Sparky the poison dwarf.
Hey.
Wait. Sorry. I meant to think that, and I accidentally said it. My mistake.
I've always heard you guys don't really like elves. Is that true?
You ever met a nice elf?
I never met an elf.
Well, let me tell you, kiddo. Those sons of bitches, they think they're the cream of the crop, the rulers of the world. They look down on everything else. Yeah. They're,
I hate people like that.
You ever met a hippie, Pigeon? Someone who's all about, peace and harmony and free love, and we shouldn't fight. We should just kiss each other and make up. And what if they threw a war and no one came? Yeah. Well, imagine hippies that never die and just get more set in their ways. You
that
say
sounds terrible.
they're the fucking worst. They're the absolute dog shit race of this world.
Oh, thank God they moved out of that forest nearby.
I hear they didn't move out of the forest.
What'd you hear?
I hear they returned to zombies. That they were infected with a disease and it spread through their ranks. And now they wander around the forest like the mindless zombies that they always were. I hear that fate has come for them at last.
Hey, well, at least they aren't elves anymore, am I right?
That's a tall tale there, Sparky. There's no way that's true. That forest's been there longer than your mountains.
I haven't been to the forest myself. I haven't left Eridon for years. But what I have heard through my friends in Imperial circles, ain't no one can get into their woods. That those places are abandoned. That every time the Empress sends someone in looking for the heartwood of an elven town to build her ships, that person goes away and doesn't show back up. I hear a group of people contracted this zombie plague, brought it back to Roxas, rest in peace, Roxas, and started spreading it amongst the locals. And they had to kill everyone who went in the forest and everyone who came in contact with them just to keep the spread from going too far.
Oh my God.
Listen, no, even before all this madness, right? No one could go in that forest. Anyone went in there, the elves would kill them. That's it. You never get seen again. That's always been the story. It's what's happening now. It's just tall stories dwarves tell each other at night to make themselves feel better.
Then why'd the elven ambassadors leave? They just all picked up one day without so much as a how do you do, and poof, gone. Elven ambassador in High Castle, gone. Elven ambassador in Wicthron Orenta, they say, gone.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you, Sparky. I've lived my entire life in the walls of this city, so maybe you know a little bit better than me, but we've had enough madness around here for a lifetime. So all that's talk about zombies and in the Elven Forest, that's the last thing we need right now.
I've never been outside of the city.
Yeah, me neither.
It's a world away, beyond 2 canals. I wouldn't worry about it. Worst thing we got to deal with around here is shrugs. stupid people who think they're tough start fights they can't hope to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta worry about people shitting in the street.
And the redcoats. And the redcoats.
Well, I can tell you a few stories about the redcoats. Let me tell you. I
She
won't
pauses.
because it's a sad. I mean, well, one day I hear a knock on my door. I open the door. I see a guy half naked, covered in cuts, bruises, pleading for help. Next thing, 2 redcoat motherfuckers turn up on the doorstep, shank him, kill him, and then leave the dead body, leave the guy dying there on my step. Nightmare. And that's honestly, that's only the start of it.
That doesn't really sound like them. It's pretty unusual behavior.
Really?
Yeah, they're usually about high heists and laughing and leaving calling cards and playing pretend. I mean, sure, they've been known to kill people from time to time, but usually in honorable duels. Huh.
Well, I'll tell you that they had this pewter Martha statue that we got.
You know, now that I think, maybe it was the other way around. Maybe it was a copperhead killing a redcoat.
That makes a lot more sense.
That's probably what it was. But didn't stop the redcoats turning up the next day and beating us up in our own house and throwing all our clothes in the dirt.
That sounds like the redcoats. Yep, I've met a few. Done a little business over there.
Oh yeah?
Yep.
Why?
You know, this thing that you bought off me, one of their more popular orders.
Doesn't surprise me. Bunch of perverts up there. I bet they're into all sorts of weird shit.
Everyone
Literally.
in the inner city, man.
Yeah.
Everyone. Yeah. All right. Well, if you need any of my services again, we have friends that can connect us. Maybe one day I'll see you around.
Well, can you just tell us where to meet you, or if we ever need to come to you?
It's not for me to say. If you knew, you'd already know.
Damn. Brutal. Well, yeah, maybe we'll see you in Rusty's Hook.
Before I go, you have any questions about how this functions?
Well, one last thing. You said it was 2d20 plus 40 minutes?
Yeah.
Onset time?
Yeah.
And I know that this is 8 doses, but if you were to... Imagine you had a liter, and you divided that amount into a 1,000.
No.
How many of those thousandths would there be in one dose?
88.7.
Wait, what?
It's 3 fluid
88.7.
ounces. 3
Oh,
ounces
God.
to milliliters. Yeah.
3 fluid ounces. Okay, so it's 3 fluid ounces for the whole thing.
Per dose.
Per dose.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
so
there's
we've got
8 doses.
24. We've got 24 fluid ounces total.
Yeah, so you have almost a liter of this stuff. Oh,
Okay,
wow,
it's
that's
just
actually a
a
lot
roll.
more than I was expecting. So maybe it does weigh 3 pounds then.
Okay.
Yeah, I hadn't done
Shit.
that math in my brain.
So what's 8 doses divided by 3? Wait, what's 3 divided by 8 to get the weight right on my character sheet?
0.375.
Nailed it.
Cool. The weight
Okay.
does include the body, the flask itself, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Okay, so I say, we make our goodbyes to the dwarf.
Done.
It's nice to meet you.
Sparky. It was great
Nice to meet you, Sparky.
Yep. Sparky leaves. You guys are free to go.
So one dose is I'm trying to think how many pints or how much beer do we want to put in the barrel with the
Well, what if we don't use beer? What if we just do hard liquor?
because it makes less sense to be handing out shots of liquor, I think, on the street.
Well, it's also 3 ounces, and a regular pint in the States. Sorry, I know your pints are bigger out in the UK, but our pints are about 16 ounces total. So if you were to do it with whiskey or something, whiskey shot is about 2 or 3 ounces. So it would
be like a
It'd be
double
like
shot.
50%.
Yeah, it'd be
Poison.
a lot of the whiskey. Hmm.
Yeah. So like a stout would work. Something like that, like just a dark beer. I'm also thinking maybe like more of like a Belgian style dark beer that's like 10%, right? So then it's gonna like be
Like an
stronger
IPA.
flavored.
Yeah. Also, this is a medieval period. The beer crafting, nowhere near as good as it is today. Beer is typically served warm in this place and time.
That's probably good. It probably tastes like carling, so they won't even notice.
Okay.
What he said.
Now we just need to get the beers.
Yes.
Okay,
Beer's
so,
easy.
Yeah, but like, how much beer do we want then? Right, because we need one full barrel.
Probably one barrel.
We need one barrel for like the good barrel that we're given to the guards and that, and then we need a second barrel that's the poison barrel.
2 barrels.
Yeah. So no, because we don't need. Well, we could drink the other half of it, I suppose, but we should work out how much beer to have in the poison barrel so that it's concentrated correctly, right?
Yeah, we'll buy 2 barrels, then we can work that out. I'm sure Eraser can do the math.
Yep. Eraser will help you with the
Being
math.
a genius.
We'll set it up. And next time, when we come back from Hardly Heroes, we will do some time skipping so that all the information has been made and our Hardly Heroes can enact their plan. Devious dastard? No. A person can't be a dastard, but you can do something dastardly.
Dastardly, yeah.
Yes.
Can you be a
The
dastard?
dastardly deviants.
You can be a bastard. You can be a dastardly bastard.
Okay. Whatever is happening will happen next time on Hardly Heroes. Good night, everyone.
All right. Good night.